You already know.
Man, when I get on my beat making shit, I'm about to sample this, man. All right.
Yo, are you into that? Are you into beat making?
Oh hell yeah, I'm into that, man. I've been that's like one of my side hobbies I'm trying to do. Alongside like me having my main career.
That's
I'm
just
trying.
so hard.
It is, but I mean I've already been doing it on like lower. I just got like a like one of those little beat pads, like that high beat pads, and I'm gonna start like using that. But I've been having
Oh
I've
shit.
had stuff on my phone, like FL
Oh
Studios and
damn.
all that. All right. What's
Kofi the
up, y'all?
producer.
This is the Black Star Showtime. We just gonna get
What it
right
do? What
into it.
it do? What it do?
Nothing but sports talk, man. All right. Give me your thoughts on
Nothing
this
but
Last
sports
Dance
talk,
talk,
but
bro.
no like BS. We're not out
Yeah,
here trying to talk bad about anyone.
we ain't
Nothing
talking
like that.
bad.
We're trying to big up people in the NBA.
We trying to
To be
big up
honest,
people.
like, bruh, to even make it up there is a huge accomplishment in
Almost that.
itself. So
You see how you see how
I'm just coming with the facts that I found.
Hey man, you see how NBA hoopers be doing regulars dirty in the pro AM, and you can get the most trash NBA player. They dropping 50 or 60.
Bro, they're in the league for a reason.
Man,
At one point, they were the star of their team.
that's what I'm saying. Like I don't get why people say like if you look at like a Jared Dudley, I'm pretty sure that man is still dropping 50 in the pro AM today.
Dude was solid, bro.
That's why
Dude
he
was
was
solid in
nice.
college.
He
I
was,
heard he
but
was
people don't
solid in
know.
college. I can't disrespect. He's just older now, you know.
Man, people just don't know, bro. But we are, after we do get this done, where are we going? We got to watch that documentary. But speaking on the Last Dance documentary, what's your thoughts on it so far, man? I mean,
Dude, I remember we were talking about this 2 years ago.
yep. Oh
Around
my
this
God.
time, we went to
Yep.
like Martinez to go
Martinez
hoop.
back from the
We
hoop.
went to go Martinez to go hoop. There was no run that day. There was
Bro.
nobody there. There
Oh my
was no
God.
one there. But on our way back, we were talking about the documentary. That was
Yep.
2 years ago, man.
That's
And then
crazy.
they were promoting it back then and saying in 2020, and now it's finally here.
Man.
Under these circumstances, it's unfortunate, but like,
Was,
bro, finally,
niggas was waiting for that. Niggas
finally,
was
bro.
waiting for that.
And it's not bad at all.
Right.
I'm not surprised, and I'm glad to see this is the greatest of all time.
Right. MJ, man. Chicago
This is
Bulls.
home.
The
We
Diamond.
got to see shit through his eyes, man.
Yep.
Hey, it seemed that last episode showed me it's not easy being Mike.
It's not, bro. And I feel like for me this documentary it's been spectacular, honestly. Like for me this documentary has been great. Like for the first, I want to say 5. It's not the case now, but for me, I want to say like the first 5 episodes, I was like, man, this shit is nice, but I feel like this is kind of shit that. This is kind of shit I already know. I want the juicy shit. Like, what was I want to hear more about like MJ getting at his teammates the wrong way and shit like that. And we're starting to see that last episode, and they're gonna go into this episode too. This the one's coming out today.
I hope, man. I hope.
Yeah, I
I
seen the
hope.
previews. It looked like they're gonna talk about how you punch Steve Kerr and shit like that.
Wait, so they show the previews after the episodes, right?
They do, yeah.
But I guess you have to watch the Van Pelt show in order to see the trailer.
They show
man,
them
I can't.
They show them on like Instagram and stuff like that. It's like NBA's channel. They be showing. They kind of like they're trying to promote it. But I mean, there were little things like Scottie Pippen's whole contract. I didn't know about that, and yeah, I had no idea about that. And the
I
whole
see both sides on that though.
Yeah, I do. Honestly, I really do because it's a tough situation. It's one of those things where you can look at it now and be like, "Hey, well, I would have done this," but it's like, would you? You don't know how you would act in that circumstance.
And he still made his money.
He still did, so he won at the end of the day.
So either way, but it's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy how he had to take that risk. Like basically, what it showed me is like he didn't believe in himself.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't.
Right?
He didn't have backbone like that when he came in the league.
Yeah, and he was like, "Okay, I have to take this shitty ass contract, and hopefully, in the end, they'll."
You seen Oakley smacking him around and stuff when he came in the league? Mike wasn't gonna let him do that. Oakley, I know Mike and Oakley are boys, but I know Oakley like Mike wouldn't let that shit fly. Fuck that. But Yeah, so going back to what I was saying with like, I don't think it's starting to show me now like things that I didn't know. Like it's starting to show like the gritty side of Mike and basically the juicy shit that we want to the 10 hours of unleaked footage. Like this is what I want to see. So I mean,
Bro.
yeah, it's crazy.
And it's crazy. Like when we were kids,
Mm-hmm.
like honestly, I was too young to like watch Michael Jordan growing up.
Right.
But I did hear about like his off the court issues, and one of them was gambling. And then as I'm older and I'm watching the documentary, he's explaining, okay, you guys may think it's gambling, but to me, I'm just competing. I'm a competitor.
And he never spoke about this shit. So like we always had to speculate. That's why, because Mike has always been this kind of like elusive, like he's there, but he's not there. It's almost like he's like to some people like a god or something, It's like I get what he means about not talking about certain shit because he's trying to be to himself. He's trying to just be with his family. But
he's a hooper, bro.
Yeah, he's a hooper. But at the same time, it's like a blessing and a curse because if you do that, then people are going to speculate about what you are doing and all the things that you are about, and that's where you see the rumors come in and things like that. So it's kind of like I feel like you have to have that perfect balance, and I feel like he was a little too more to the left in terms of like, I'm cutting myself off from everybody, So it's pros and cons with it.
But it seemed like at first he was letting people in.
Oh, for sure.
But then it got to the point where it's like, bro, okay, like this is too much. It's gotten to the point where this is becoming way too much, and it's just like, at that point, you gotta change your whole mentality. Like everywhere he goes, bro, I'm telling you, from like I think from the early '90s to the end, who was crazy. More popular than Michael Jordan?
Bro, like he was everywhere, but people didn't like, and he had the Space Jam movie, he had the Jordan shoes, he had the endorsements. I like Mike. Everybody want to be like Mike commercials, the Gatorade commercials.
He paved the way for everyone, bro.
Bro, he literally made like Nike on it. Yeah, but
I think of crazy? Nike MJ.
Yeah, honestly, that's what I thought. Honestly, I thought to me, when I was younger, I didn't even know. Like when I'm talking about like third, fourth grade, I didn't even know there was a difference between. I didn't know Nike had other shoes other than Jordan. Like I didn't know. I had no clue. Like I didn't find that until like I was, until I was a little older, And I was like, I thought Jordans were just all the Nike shoes that they had. To be honest.
Well, that just shows how good Nike was as like that marketing aspect,
right?
And Michael Jordan's fucking his agent, phenomenal, genius, like all around good team. He had a good team behind him.
But what's even crazy about the documentary is the reaction of like a lot of players. Yeah, like Isiah Thomas, bro. It's low-key relighting certain things. Isiah Thomas starting to kind of getting his feelings about, the dream team and, how Mike supposedly had a hand in living him out, even though like everybody on the team damn near hated him. So I don't really think it's fair to blame Mike. Horace Grant and him was getting at it. People talking about how they looking at what's his name in a bad light, Krause. It's kind of expected because it's MJ, because he's controversial with a lot of shit. But
come on now. But do you really think it's controversial? Like, I feel like people are just out here pointing out the bad things. Like, he talks badly about Jerry Krause, but he did say, and in the documentary, numerous people said that there wouldn't be this Chicago Bulls without Jerry Krause. So he's giving Jerry Krause the credit.
Right.
But then he's exactly perfect.
Yeah. Right.
That's a perfect way to describe it.
I mean,
what you just said.
Yeah, like I think that for me, it's partially because we are in quarantine, so there's really not that much else to talk about but this doc. Like if you look at First Take and Undisputed and all these talk shows and jumping all that, like they eating this shit up. This is material for them, so they eating this up. But I think it has to do with the fact that MJ is the type of dude that kind of tells it how it is.
Pretty much.
And a lot of people don't like the way he may like not hold his punches, but a lot of times like what he says is there's facts to it. You know, it's not just like straight up. I mean,
100%.
he is a little petty at times, in my opinion. But I
You
mean,
think so? What does he do?
I mean, he'd be a little petty. Like he'd be holding, but the thing is, he would be petty to the point where it would motivate him. You know, like it wasn't like because he would hold grudges and low-key make up certain things to get himself going. You know, and that's just his competitiveness. So I mean,
yeah.
one person
you
could call
have to.
Yeah, he
like
had
think
to.
about it. Think about it. What else could motivate him? He already knew he was the best player, on the court.
Yeah, you get bored.
You remember last documentary? There were like players were talking about like you can sense like they feared Michael. I heard some podcasts where like one of the players like, man, back in the day you could like you feared him, bro.
Yeah.
Like when he was on the court. Like now
no
I don't even think
now
I don't even think it's like that.
Like they might
maybe one or two players, but like to like for Michael to come on the court and already know, and the players know that it's like, you know, it's I'm gonna either win the game or I'm gonna either lose the game, but I'm most likely gonna win.
Do you think it's because do you think there will be more players like that if, say, the game was more lenient to that, like refs letting certain shit like, because you know how there's times where
bro.
I think it's a little different now because you know how people are brought up, like kids are brought up now. But I still think that there are still players that would emulate a bit of that, but it kind of gets snuffed out because the refs like nowadays people can get thrown out just for talking to each other. Like you don't have to fight nobody. I didn't see people get like they just going back and forth and chirping at each other and they get tossed out or get text for that. Like I'm just like, they're not doing nothing, they're not fighting. You know, and I get they doing it because they don't want to escalate to something more, but at least let it get to that point before you want to, like, at least.
But the thing is, like, the NBA's entertainment now. You know, like you want to keep the players on the court than off the court.
That's just entertaining, though.
But like
that shit.
I know, but what you said, segueing back, and what you said about like how the game was back in the day with the fouling. No, bro, I think it's better now. Like I think it's way better now. Like really? I know it's gotten a bit more soft, but bro, when I was watching clips on how like Michael was going through the lane and like he was getting hit in the air and like I'm like, bro, now it's a bit safer for the players. Like, come on now, like
I feel it. I would say that if they were to have the skill level of the players now, along with let players maybe let them, you know, don't let them like, you know, tackle motherfuckers like the bad boy Pistons. But I mean, let them like, you know, let them hand check a little bit. Let them do a little, you know, like let the defenders actually have a little more freedom to, you know, kind of get up in you, you know.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah, 100%. That makes, because you know, like basketball looks just way better when people are like contesting tough shots, you know, or like
defending,
like, you know,
defending, bro.
Yeah, defending, you know, like it's now is better that way, you know.
Now it's just a scoring clinic. Who can put up the most points? And I do miss that. I do miss that like defensive competitiveness. So yeah, bro.
Let them talk a little bit, bro. Let them go back.
We can get hand in hand. We can't bring both together.
Right. But that's gonna go into my next point on like, you know how. What do you think about certain? Because you know you've seen it a lot with Steph Curry. You've seen it a lot with LeBron. You know how these old head hoopers from the 80s, the 90s, you know, they have a lot of them, they kind of look down on them and, you know, say like, oh, well, you know, this dude Steph is this, that, and the other. You know, he wouldn't be able to do this in this era, or LeBron soft or whatever. You know, what's your thoughts on that? You know, because there's definitely a lot of old heads do respect them too, but there's definitely
I see honestly, like I said, I see both sides.
Yeah.
I think the old heads are a little bit bitter now because like it's like, damn, like imagine if I came in during this time, I would be killing. I would be like putting up points. Like look how they used to ridicule AI off the court and what he used to wear. Imagine AI now and with his game now and his persona off the court.
Yeah.
But even though he was big back then, he'll be even bigger today. But going back to your question, I don't know, man. I don't know. Mm-hmm. It's just tough because I understand what they're saying, but I understand what the up and coming like our generation is saying. Like, bro, like times change, like shit develops. I feel like it's way more competitive now than it was back in the day.
Yeah, I feel like to me, it's always when you're comparing eras, it's low key. I don't want to say pointless because you can learn a little bit from it, but it's almost like there's so many factors that are different in each era that it's like you low key can't compare the two on an equal ground. So for me, what I would say is any superstar from this era is skilled enough to play in any era. I'm sorry, Steph, they're not going to be able to do shit with his shooting in any era. Now,
but it would be tough. It would be tough. It would be tough for Steph.
But he would still be Steph.
Tough for Steph.
LeBron can still do whatever he's doing in any era.
Oh yeah.
KD can still do whatever he's doing in any era.
It's not normal. Like,
So I disagree with when old heads try to come at, because like for me every era is supposed to be a stepping stone. So you look at a player from the night that played in the 90s, 91 or something to like 2001. A kid in 2004 takes his game, already has that whole career, at his fingertips to take from in his first year. So he's already can start at a level here.
Yeah.
Get here, and then so on and so forth. That's why you see, people like Steph, you see Trae Young coming along. He's taking kind of like what he's doing. And I'm not saying Trae Young's going to be Steph because that's a long way. I'm not saying that at all.
I don't know. Bro, have you seen just today I was watching Trae Young. Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent.
No.
Trae Young highlights.
Yeah.
Dude, that man is, I don't know, bro.
I mean, he's nice, but hey, listen, Steph is Steph, bro. So like, I'm not saying it can't happen, but he has a long way to go, But my point is that every generation is low-key supposed to be better than the last, and that's just how it's always been because they take from each era and they already have enough time to basically take it to another level. So
no, for sure.
But yeah, there are certain things. I mean, like, because the thing about when old heads say that, it's like they talk about certain softness and things of that like it's their fault. Like sometimes they just can't do it because the game just won't let them.
The game just develops.
It's like, yeah, niggas want to talk shit and talk trash, but they getting thrown out. So it's like, what you want them to do? Why are you getting on? Like it is crazy, man. There's hella envy with it, but I see both sides, but I think I side more with the new
heads.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to. I mean, because you're from this generation, though.
I mean,
you're this generation, so you understand.
Yeah, but I mean, even like being an architect and going back and seeing certain things, I can just objectively see their point of view in certain aspects, but I don't think a lot of the shit they say is fair. I don't to the new guys. Honestly, it's not.
Hey, but tell me this: what's the whole beef with Charles Barkley and Draymond Green?
Charles and Draymond. So, Barkley. You know how Barkley is. I actually fuck with him, to be honest. Even though he be saying some shit out his ass about the Warriors at times, where I'm like, okay, bro, you just hating. But for the most part, he keeps it real. But I think sometimes him and Shaq, they get a little emotional sometimes with certain situations. So I think with this Draymond situation, he's right in terms of saying that, this nigga, you wasn't me. Like, I'm like, cause Charles, like, let's be honest, every hoop head in the world knows.
Charles Barkley was a dog.
He was an MVP.
That man was a dog.
Okay, so if you look at him play, bro, like he was a MVP player. He was a franchise player, okay? Draymond, I love Draymond, but he wasn't no franchise player. But where I think Charles gets a little kind of off base is when he kind of disrespects Draymond and saying that he's a scrub. Like, Draymond ain't a scrub either, like.
No, he's not.
He's not going to carry your team, but he's definitely going to add to a team that's already established for sure. Because not everybody can do what Draymond's doing, believe it or not. Like, if you talk about his vocal leadership, he's a all-time defender to me, to be honest. All-time defender.
Hands down, bro.
So that you can't take away from him at all. In any system, he's doing that shit.
He's been good since college. He played under Tom Izzo at Michigan State.
Yeah,
Draymond Green's always been good, bro.
And he can score. He can score when he wants
to. Points up. Yeah.
But it's just that when KD came, I think I feel like I was watching this podcast and it was kind of one of those things where it's like, bro, well, if Steph is on the team, if Clay's on the team, and KD's on the team, I'm not gonna. It's not my job to shoot. It's not my job to put up points.
He found his niche. His niche.
But since KD's gone, and plus when Steph and everybody got hurt, obviously like he's not going to be able to be that guy to score to carry a team. But back when Steph and Clay were there, he was putting up like a cool 15.
He was putting up decent numbers, bro.
That Game 7 of 2016 when we got smoked.
That's the reason why they didn't win.
Yeah, but he dropped like a cool 30 points. Yeah, so people forget that. So I mean, I'm not saying. Like obviously Charles is levels above Draymond as an overall player, but I think where it gets a little kind of personal on his part is where he just kind of disrespects him a little bit, and it's like, come on, man,
way too far.
You know that Draymond's not gonna do shit this year. He don't have his game, bro. You know his predicament, so you can't just be saying, "Oh, he having a triple single." I'm like, it's funny, but there'd be times when it's funny, but then you can tell like he keeps going at it.
Wait, Barkley said that?
He did say that shit. He said he's averaging a triple single. He had Shaq laughing. He had the whole NBA TNT laughing and everything. I mean, it sure was funny, but it was just like I get what Draymond. Yeah, you hear me? I think you're frozen. Having some technical difficulties here. You hear me, bro? Oh, this man didn't hold up. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait for this man to come back. Let's see here. Hold up. All right, we're gonna wait for this man to come back. All right, here we go. There we go. Did you I think the audio. Yeah, it's connecting. There we go.
I'm so mad, bro. We were going too.
Oh no, it's still recording though.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
You said Charles Barkley said he triple single?
He did say that, yeah. He did say that. But like what I'm saying, like I get that, but at the same time, but he would bring it up like low key when it wasn't even necessary for him to bring it up,
Dude, that's so out of pocket.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
Hey, but that's pretty clever by Charles, though.
It is, but I mean, my whole thing is like, bro, Charles, you was the same way, bro. How are you gonna get mad? Not in terms of the triple single, but in terms of like how boisterous they are and everything. Yeah. Like Charles, you was the same way. So I feel like it's one of those things where you hate somebody because they just like you, But
I mean, but at the end of the day, sometimes you won't like everyone,
Oh yeah.
It's probably just have a love-hate relationship at this point.
That's just how it is. But I mean,
they both making money, so.
Yeah. But speaking on like how this season went, and it's still potential to come back. Do you think we'd be better off just saying, "Hey, man, it's a done deal, bro. Just wait until 2021 or this fall"? Or you trying to finish the season and see like get some closure? Because there was some shit that was brewing. Before we canceled it.
I'm not gonna lie. For safety reasons,
I want it back though.
I hope like. Yeah, I want it back because
as long as it's safe, but I just don't see it.
Like what you said before this whole thing happened.
Right.
Man, I was looking at the seeding for the Western Conference Western Conference standings. Bro, Pelicans, Grizzlies.
They were in it.
What was the other team? Pelicans, Grizzlies, and
the Rockets in it too? I believe so.
No, I'm talking about the bottom half.
The bottom half. Fighting for it.
Hold on, let me pull it up.
Sac might be in it too, right? No, I don't think Sac's in it this year. Yeah, not that.
Western.
And also, like, if they were to bring it back, like, how would they just have to go right into playoffs, or would they have to continue?
I heard they would have to I think they'll get 25 days of like training.
Right.
And then they'll go back into I think finishing out the regular season and then starting the playoffs. But like honestly, I would much rather have them just like call it. I mean, I know it's business. I know it's about money. They've lost money already. Yeah. I feel like they should cancel this season. Yeah, they should cancel this season because this, honestly, what this is giving these athletes time to focus on other things besides hoop. Like they can find other industries, where like when they're done with hoop, they can fall into this.
It's the NBA don't really be caring about that though. They care more about the.
I know, and it also would give them a chance to change it up a little bit because I heard the numbers this year were down compared to all the previous years.
That's because the Warriors. That's because the Warriors were trash. That's why.
Oh man,
the Warriors were trash.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I do miss the Warriors.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all hate us, but then when we go, we go, y'all.
Sometimes, man, but the Warriors are missed, man. Curry and Clay are missed on the court for sure.
I didn't want KD though. I didn't want KD. I didn't want KD. I'm probably the only Warrior. Well, I'm not the only one, but I loved it when it was the Splash Bros. That core, and then just get any role players that you need to fill in the gas. Like we good. We gonna be good.
But I'm gonna give the Warriors will be back in it. I'm not gonna lie.
We'll be back next year.
Okay, but the bottom half of the Western Conference. Listen to this. 7 is Dallas Mavericks.
Okay.
8 is Memphis Grizzlies.
Memphis, Ja.
I think 8, and then 9 is Portland Trailblazers, 10 is New Orleans Pelicans, and 11 is Sacramento Kings. Okay. But like,
what's the difference? What's separating them? How many games? Like 2?
What's separating them? So Dallas is 40-27. Okay. Memphis is 32-33.
40 at the top seed or at the 7th seed. That's crazy. That just shows how fucking stacked 40 games of the man.
But that bottom half, man,
hella competitive, right?
Because come on, Dallas got some boys.
Luka's gonna
stop Porzingis.
They're staying.
Memphis got some boys.
I don't know if Memphis is staying though.
But Memphis, do you know who's on the Memphis Grizzlies besides John Morant? They got Brooks and they got that Jackson dude. They got squad over there, bruh.
I mean, they got squad, but are they experienced enough?
True. But like they hungry, and man, that boy John
Morant,
nice,
bro.
That's my rookie of the year when we have that segment. He's my rookie.
Hey, Luka won rookie of the year when he was a rookie, right?
Yeah, he did.
Okay,
he did.
That's a future MVP right there.
But no, like I don't know, man. I want them to cancel it and start in December. Because think about it. Yeah. Think about it in terms of marketing. If they start in December, they're gonna have that Christmas those double headers. Right. Or they don't even do double headers on Christmas. They do what? They do more than double headers on Christmas.
7, 5, 6 games.
Exactly. What a good way to segue into the season with like 7 games on Christmas. Plus, during that time of the year, people are taking off from work.
I don't think they're trying to wait that long, though. Knowing the NBA, they're trying to get this shit going. I think what's going to happen, because
you want to see a sloppy season. You know damn right half these players are not. I don't know. I'm not these players, so I can't speak. Never mind.
I mean, this is the thing. I think so. I just saw that fight, the MMA fight, yesterday.
Last night, right?
Yeah, last night. So they just had, like they basically started that up again, Dana White and everything. There was nobody in the audience other than like their team and like family members, but pretty much there was no one in the audience. So
interesting.
Seeing how that went, I feel like that's just gonna be a trickle effect. I know that's a different sport where it's only two people, but I feel like that's gonna be potentially a trickle. Because I'm with you. Like, I want the season back. I'm not lying, but if I want them to be on everybody ass about testing, you have to be meticulous with that shit. Test them niggas every day. Find the right.
That's a hassle, man.
It is, but I mean, I think that either way, they're gonna end up having to do that at some point because I feel like I don't know, man. I really don't, because that is true. Because when you really do think about all the effort that they have to do, and I think they would probably do it because that is money that they losing, and people probably do lose money. But
that's also money that they'll be spending.
Right. Yeah.
These testings aren't cheap.
Yeah, that's a good.
You're talking about testing every player.
It's going to be interesting to see how it goes down because it's definitely going to be something that one of those things you like what you said. A lot of these things are not black and white. You can see both sides to all of them. So I get the NBA side, which the corporate capitalism side. I get the safety of the player side, and then with the fans. So it's definitely going to be very interesting to see how this shit.
But I will say,
right.
If I had faith in one person to get this job done, Adam Silver is the guy.
Adam Silver, bro, has been a model citizen throughout his entire.
Guy.
He's the dude. I think has he done. Dude. Honestly, what the fuck? Like
he came in hit it, bro, with the whole Donald Sterling.
I'm 25. You're 27, so we were the same age generation. Maybe I sound naive. I don't really know what rough things he had to face. Like, I'm pretty sure he had something.
And it's crazy you say that because I was just thinking that too.
Because Adam Silver out the gate, bro, had to deal with that Donald Sterling shit.
Hidden.
Out the gate.
Bro. Hidden. And to relay back to what you said about the last doc, I hope they go into the David Stern, Michael Jordan. Because isn't there a rumor on that?
You think they're going to go into that?
I don't know. I hope.
Oh, you mean the whole like rumored suspension for 2 years?
Yeah.
I still think that shit's true, honestly. Because if you watch that, if you watch that shit, if you watch, because a lot of these like back in the day, like a lot of these press conferences and shit like that. Over time, they be cutting certain shit out, and they only leave the parts that you want. Like even if you look at the AI doc, because they just had the little. I think it was yesterday or a day ago. It was like the anniversary of his practice speech, right? And everybody knows like the one he's going off about practice, but they cut off the part. Yeah, but then they cut off the part where he like basically talking about his friend getting shot, and all like the other shit that makes it seem like okay, I get why this nigga's mad, So for Mike, I think there was a press conference where he was like, hey, like one day if I come back and David Stern lets me come back. He was basically being like, I'm going to come back at some point, pretty much, like alluding to that. But they don't talk about that shit. So it's like, wait, why is he so sure he can come back?
Exactly.
Because maybe you guys suspect. I think, and it makes hella sense, bro. Because MJ, I say he keeps it real. I'm going to go back and double back on that. He keeps it real about other people. But when it comes to him, I feel like with some shit,
defend himself. Yeah.
With some shit, I want to say he be capping, but he be omitting some shit. Just from my opinion, that's the goal.
Yeah, like the one with Isiah Thomas.
Yeah.
Come on, bruh. Come on.
I know it wasn't
implicated
just
yourself,
him.
Dude.
Yeah.
But still, come on. He was like, who else will be on?
Like, yeah, this is how I say. If Mike wanted Isiah on the team, he'd be on the team.
Of course.
All right. Even if other people didn't want him on the team, if Mike said, hey, man, like, I don't fuck with the guy, but I'm not, like, he deserves to be on the team because, he has the credentials for it. He would have been on the team. It would have been like, fuck, because Mike was the guy in the 90s.
He would. Woo, he was the guy.
What probably happened is Mike probably said, something along the lines of, probably alluded, I don't really want to play with that dude. And then plus Magic, because, Magic had his beef with him. and then who else? Karl Malone.
See that's crazy.
Hella other people wasn't fucking.
I didn't know one thing that the documentary showed me. I didn't know how many people did not like Isiah Thomas.
Yeah, because he's hella cool and chill now. So
that's what I thought.
Yeah, back then he was different, Because if you look at
they said Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan. I'm like, damn.
I mean, the bad boys fucked some shit up though. That's why. So it makes sense. But if you were so going back to we're just talking hypothetically now because we don't know if it's gonna come back. But just in terms of optimism, if the season was to come back, who do you think are like the top contenders? East and West.
Oh yes,
who you have winning?
Okay, man. I had to write this down. So I'm gonna start off with the East, bro.
The East.
The top contenders for the East. So no order. I got Celtics.
Okay.
Heat.
Yeah.
Raptors. And Bucks.
Okay. I'd say
I got those 4.
See, the thing about I agree with you. I want to throw the Sixers in there so bad, but they just fucking they're so frustrating to me, man, because they have the talent and all the tools, but they just don't have the one. Ben Simmons not fucking learning how to shoot or not shooting the ball because that fucks everything up because it ruins the spacing. They'd realize, okay, I don't really have to play off. I can play off this guy and double Joel or double somebody else, which fucks up the whole offense. I'm not saying turn into Steph or Clay, but I mean, get something you in the NBA, my God, nigga.
It's crazy because that was my whole thing with the Sixers as well. It's like they have talent, they got pieces, they have pieces, man. Right. They are good. They are good. Right. But like you said, I don't know. I don't think so much on Ben Simmons shooting. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I just don't think Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid can play together. And I do think they need a new coach.
The coach. See, this is the thing, man. I think the coach, low key, because the Ben Simmons thing comes from the coach. Like if they had a coach like Pop or some shit. Well, Pop don't really he's not really big on 3-point shooting. But basically, if Pop was big on 3-point shooting and he was somebody who wanted to drill that shit in, you tell me Ben Simmons isn't working on that shot and pulling that shit off in game?
I believe it.
That's what I'm saying. So I think the shot, to me, in my opinion, is one of the biggest problems. But it's kind of like the coaching problem kind of trickles all into these other. It's like a tree.
Exactly.
The coach is like the head. He's the guy that could probably make all that go away.
Hasn't he been there since the process?
Yes, bro.
It's all about the process.
And the thing is, they've gotten better. They've gotten better because the thing is, it's the weird thing about the NBA is it's crazy. You can be a coach that, and we've seen it a couple times. We saw with Mark Jackson, even though Mark Jackson's was a little different. But you can be a coach, right? Have a team, have the team progressively get better, and still get fired just because you're not doing as much as you could with the talent you have.
Oh yeah. Of course.
So with this, because everybody expects them to come out of the fucking East.
I thought
they're always
contenders.
In the contending. Yeah.
They have pieces, bro. Mm-hmm. Tobias Harris.
I forgot
dog.
Tobias fucking Harris. Even though I don't think they utilize him the way they should at times. But yeah, they definitely have the tools. So that's why if Brett Brown gets fired, it's not because they're losing. It's just because
they just need a fresh start.
They need another ideology. I don't even think it's Joel and because I think this is the thing. They probably would play better together or without each separately, but they're still good enough to win a championship with each other.
Of course. Tell me this. I was thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
The triangle would work.
It might.
The triangle would work perfectly for that scheme because they
can play big in and out. They can play in and out. Yep.
Get like a triangle-minded coach.
Right.
Something.
They need some shooters.
Try it out.
Yeah.
This is a shooter.
He's a shooter, but
who else do they have?
What's his name? Tobias. They got a what's his? Oh, he's not there anymore. I was thinking about the point guard they had.
Shamit,
ain't he on the?
He's on the Clippers, but he used to be on the Sixers last year. That man was nice.
No, I remember when the Warriors played him. I was like, wait, who is this little kid?
Actually, you are right. Just looking at their roster,
they need more shooters.
Yeah,
that's why.
But shooters.
They need. That's why I was like, because I'm like, I don't think they have, because they don't. JJ Redick's not there anymore. He's been gone.
No. Would you Mike Scott?
No, he's not.
He's not okay.
He's okay, but that's when I'm talking about shooters. I'm talking about like a JJ Redick.
Oh yeah.
Or
they don't have that out.
Kyle Korver, like a Dudley or something like that. I don't know,
but they got squad. They got Alex Burks.
Like, I mean, they don't have to do much to modify it. That's the thing. That's why I'm saying that. That's why people get so frustrated with them, because it's literally we get frustrated when we see somebody who has just like, bro, you just need to add this one thing in the game, and you're fucking.
And you be
gonna be the best player.
It'll take you to the next level.
But for some reason, they just don't do it. And it's like, bro, if I can see it, and I'm a fan, even though I feel like I'm knowledgeable, I'm like, your coach, this is his job, and your trainer should fucking see this shit, you know?
Yeah. But we'll see. Yeah. But no, that's who I have. And then the Raptors surprised me. I didn't expect them to be.
I was very low on the Raptors too. I didn't think they were going to do shit.
Really? I thought Kawhi being gone would be like, oh. But they still got pieces. I think Pascal's a franchise player. He's a superstar.
He was most improved, right, last year?
He was most improved last year. And the Raptors got pieces. They got squad. I hope everyone re-signs and they come back next year, because they got squad, bruh. But who I have coming out of the East, and I know we had this debate over the phone, and I told you, like, where would you put Kyrie on your list of point guards today? Because I feel that if this one particular person gets a ring, he will be on the same level as Kyrie, and that's Kemba Walker. And I think that the Celtics will go to the finals. They'll come out of the East. You
know what I would say? Because they've been talking about KD coming back and Kyrie coming back, because obviously this has been a long
this season.
Yes, they've been talking about that. So I'm like, if they come back, and I know chemistry got to play a part, but if those two come back, they already talent-wise, they're already like fourth seed right there, like level. Like they already, to me, I mean, they're obviously they're not gonna probably get to that fourth seed. They're not gonna catch I don't know where they're even seated now, but I know they're in the playoffs. They would be in the playoffs if like they just went right into it right now. But if KD and Kyrie alone, those two, were to come back, even with no chemistry,
that would be crazy.
They already.
They're seventh right now.
They're seventh, right? Yeah, because I knew they were in it, but those two, like, they already
go click right off the bat with no head coach.
Oh hell yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No head coach.
With no head coach.
You're basically saying these two superstars are coming back into the rotation halfway through the season.
Well, I mean, they've been talks with it. There's been talks. They still haven't gotten a head coach, huh? Yeah.
Hey, if that happens, what a crazy story to the NBA season. I will say that.
Yeah, that changes everything. Because that changed the whole dynamic. But I mean, obviously we're looking towards like what we can see right now. But I mean, yeah, I would say I agree with your list. Like that's who I would say, because I mean the East really, like, who else is there? But those teams.
And I'm not confident on the Bucks. I'm not sold on the Bucks.
Because it's just Giannis.
I'm not sold. Yeah,
I mean, Chris Middleton is nice. That's my guy. That's one of my favorite
All-star. Eric Bledsoe is nice. Brook Lopez is nice.
Brook Lopez. But they're not players you count on.
Yeah, that's true.
I like Chris Middleton, though. But it's gonna take more than just him and Giannis.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And like, listen, I know Giannis is damn near a freak of nature, but listen, if they send 4 guys at that guy, it's slowing him down over a 7-game series. Just not, you know.
And the reason why I have Celtics so high is because they have pieces for Giannis.
Right. Yeah.
Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Gordon Hayward.
You think he's gonna leave though? Actually, Giannis at some point. Because I mean,
he did say if he can't win in Milwaukee, he'll go somewhere else.
He's cool with Steph.
I heard that too, and I think it wouldn't be a bad idea if he left to make his market, to make him like his platform expand more. Like you said, if he comes to the Warriors, imagine how big of a player he'll be here and in other countries.
Oh yeah, compared to fucking being in Milwaukee. Yeah, no one.
And I wouldn't be mad at it. I'd rather root for like a Giannis, Curry, Clay than a KD,
I mean, honestly,
Curry,
it wouldn't be as bad as KD because we're not that team anymore. Yeah. We're not really that same team. So if he was, I mean, honestly, like I would be like neutral to it. I kind of just want it to be Steph and Clay and Draymond and just get some like new guys, like some new.
And but
if he was to new rookies or maybe some veteran players or something like. But if he was to come to our team, I wouldn't be like, hella like cheery about it. But I wouldn't really knock it either. I'd just kind of be kind of
no. One of these days we're gonna have an episode on the Warriors because I'm a hater on the Warriors, but I do like their office. I like their GM. I like their owner. And like, bro, they're not out of it because if they get this lottery pick, they're back in the midst of things. They can trade it or draft someone.
Oh, but did we talk about our West contenders though? Like, did we talk about who we think is gonna come out the West?
So the West, I have, my bad. The East should have been a breeze. But the West I have is obviously from before the season even started. Nice. When I saw Kawhi Leonard, and breaking news, Kawhi is going to the Clippers with Paul George. I'm a Laker fan.
Yeah.
I'm a Laker fan. I love the Lakers, huge Laker fans because of Kobe, not because of LeBron. But I think the Clippers are coming out of the West because they have the pieces. Their starting 5 is solid. Their bench is solid.
They got dogs.
Their coach is solid.
Yeah, dogs.
So,
yeah.
And the Lakers, okay, they got Anthony Davis and LeBron, but
I don't know, man. I can't bet against Bron though. I feel like because to me, I have the Lakers. But you can bet against Kawhi. I think LeBron. I think I'd be more scared of LeBron. Like you seen how he was when he was game six against the Celtics when he had that face. He was like looking up like this. You know, I'm more scared of that Bron. Like Bron, but the thing is he gonna pull it out? Because LeBron, the thing about him, as great as he is, as GOAT status as he is, he still struggles, I think, with determining whether I should turn it on now or rely on my teammates. Like I think sometimes he'll wait too long, or whatever the case may be. It's sometimes the timing of it is off, in my opinion. But I think that in terms, if we're looking at the whole team, top to bottom, yeah, Clippers should be the ones. But if you're looking at just the top heavy talent in terms of like just LeBron and AD,
I mean, it's a hard debate.
I think it's going to be 7 games if they meet.
Okay, so I'm going to pitch you this.
Yeah.
Game 7, NBA Finals. Yeah. Who Lakers have the number 1 seed right now? So, okay, Lakers have home court advantage. Game 7, it wouldn't matter. They're both LA. Game 7 in LA.
Yeah, that doesn't really matter.
Game. 5 seconds left. Think about this. Clippers have Kawhi, Doc, and Paul George.
Paul George ain't hitting no clutch shot.
The Lakers on a timeout. Right. Frank Vogel, LeBron, Jason Kidd. Who's gonna make the decision?
Shit,
See, you're thinking, you're hesitating. Who's going to draw the play? Is Frank Vogel going to be like, okay, we're running this play, or is LeBron going to be like, nah, I'm LeBron. We're running this play. Or is Jason Kidd going to be, or is Jason Kidd going to be like, hey, let Frank Vogel coach. He'll put the players in the right positions, or you in the right position to win.
It's tough.
See, but you're hesitating because that's the hesitation I have.
And that's something that could happen.
Timeout with Frank Vogel and LeBron, whose word is more? Right. You already know Doc Rivers is going to be like, all right, this is how this play is going to be drawn.
Yeah, it's tough.
We can either go to Lou, we can either go to Kawhi.
Right.
If they go to Lou, Kawhi won't get mad. Kawhi would be like, all right.
Kawhi getting that shot though. But I think this is the thing. If I don't know, because I would say if they beat them, if the Lakers are able to beat them in 6 games, or if they're able to get if it's a 7-game series, man, I don't know.
It's gonna be a fight.
It's gonna be
dogs
a fight.
Against dogs, and who got the most dogs?
Because LeBron
Clippers do.
If this was LeBron from a few years ago, I would say Kawhi, just because he didn't really. I don't want to say he doesn't have a clutch gene, because he's been clutch in various situations, but his clutchness has been more of
people doubted my man Kawhi, bro.
You know that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at. LeBron's clutchness has been more of over the span of a fourth quarter or something like that, but not in a last possession kind of shit. Kawhi got that last possession.
He got that MJ
even though LeBron has done that.
Focused.
Yeah, he has that focus.
I'm laser focused. Hoop is all I know, and that's what I breathe and eat.
That's literally all that nigga knows, man. He don't talk unless you ask him about it.
It's hoop and hoop only, bro. Clippers will win.
I'm not saying they can't. I think people were trying to say the Rockets were sleepers. I'm not sold on that.
Hey, it's funny because I was really thinking about it. Rockets, if anything, they will give a big and huge fight in the West. They're not going to go out easy. Come on, they will not go out easy.
I don't know, man.
James Harden and Russell Westbrook, I think they work better than Russell and KD. Russell and James Harden, I think they're really good.
They work better than CP and Harden. I don't know about that. Yeah, But then the team.
CP was always hurt. CP was always hurt.
That's the thing.
That's a huge question.
Chris Paul, honestly, bro, if you look at Chris Paul, and I was just talking, I know I'm going off on a tangent, but Chris Paul, though,
go ahead.
Has.
Because I got some shit on Chris Paul, too.
Chris Paul literally has everything to be the greatest point guard of all time in terms of just his skill set. If you look at his skill set, he's literally the perfect point guard.
He's raw, bro. He just gets hurt.
He doesn't have. He doesn't have rings. He doesn't have. He doesn't have the hardware. But if you look at his assists, if you look at his assist to turnover ratio, if you look at his ability to actually score when he wants to, and he can defend. He's been on 9 defensive. He's been on 9 defensive teams, which is crazy for a point guard.
Top 5, but injuries. It's so weird. He gets hurt at the wrong time.
When
it matters.
Time, bro.
When it matters, and it's not
crazy,
and you can't even fault him for it because it's just fuck, I just got hurt.
Yeah, it's crazy because I always say my Warriors, we got one in 2015, but
steal.
Stupid. I think that
y'all gotta steal the Clippers.
That's what I was about to say. I think we still would have been able. I still feel like we would have had a chance to beat them, but that was the best chance for Chris Paul to get a ring. The best chance because they were just that Clippers team should have a ring. Should have a ring.
They should have a trophy.
They should.
It's so crazy because I hope one day we talk about Doc Rivers.
Yeah.
Because I think he's a good coach, but I don't think he's a great coach.
Really?
He only has 1 championship ring, and he has that 1 championship ring with KG, Ray Allen, Rajon Rondo, and Paul Pierce.
He has championship pedigree, but I think it's just one of those things where obviously because he has a championship, but I think it's one of those things to where wrong time, wrong era, wrong team. Because if you look at
you think so too?
Yeah, because I feel like in a lot of years he wins a championship. You know, I think that it's just certain things that, like this year he could win one. I mean, he has obviously Kawhi and Paul George, but I mean, like Doc definitely, like everywhere Doc goes, shit gets better.
You're right.
Yeah, so I mean, there's something along, you know, if he's the main factor, the common denominator, you know, he got to have some you know, some respect or some accolades towards that. But I mean, well, talk about point guards. Since this was something we're going to talk about.
Yeah, because we got to get through this
Top
with this
5.
MJ Doc.
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah, top 5 point guard PGs all time. I already got mine, but I want to hear it.
You go first. I want to hear it.
I'm gonna say,
and we're talking about we're this top 5 in general. Period.
Top 5 general.
Like it could be 80s, 90s,
yes,
2000s. Okay.
I'm taking into account the skill level as well as also the accolades, which is why some people may be, you know, lower. Just because, so I'm gonna say top is Magic Johnson. This was tough. I had to go back and forth with it. I'm gonna say 2 is Steph Curry.
Yes. Already. His career's not even over.
Already.
His career's not even over.
Exactly. But he's dead. 3, I'm gonna say Isiah Thomas. 80s Isiah Thomas. 4, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, Curry high.
I'm gonna go. I want to. This is tough. I'm gonna go J Kidd, and then 5 I have Chris, and then 5 I have Chris Paul.
Okay, you got the generational ones.
Yeah, John Stockton was knocking on the door, but the hardware is what stops it for me.
Stockton over Nash?
I put Nash over Stockton.
See? And my list is kind of similar.
Yeah.
You threw me off throwing Steph Curry and Chris Paul. I didn't even have them on there yet because they're still playing. But mine
done a lot. 2 MVPs, 3 rings.
They have. I was
scoring
actually considering Curry.
Yeah.
I went back and saw his highlights. I'm like, ooh, this boy was
he's up there,
nasty. That man was nasty.
Yeah, he is.
Still. Magic Johnson won.
Magic won.
I agree with you on that 100%. Magic Johnson won. I got 2. I gotta stick with my boy, my hitters from the Bay. I got Gary Payton.
GP. Okay, the glove.
Defensive Player of the Year.
You my top 10 for sure.
At point guard.
Yeah, defensive. That's tough. That's tough.
At point guard.
I don't think that's ever happened other than that time.
J Kidd.
Okay.
J Kidd in there,
bro.
Of course.
J Kidd.
Isiah Thomas. I didn't grow up watching Isiah Thomas.
Right. But you just know
highlights and hearing, like you said, what I hear from other people, like
hardware.
He was a dog.
Skills. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And then I got. You're probably gonna be like, what? I got Penny Hardaway. I know he got injured. But people forget when he came in the league, he was busted.
Yeah,
he was going crazy.
No. I'm not mad at it. I'm just like, it's one of those things where it's a hypothetical, Loki, because he definitely had the trajectory to be there. Only thing that stopped him was something out of his control. Because definitely Penny Hardaway was looked at as a fucking mini Magic when he was out. I mean, I'm just looking.
If you ever get the chance, go watch that man's highlights.
I've watched.
I'm like,
with Orlando and Shaq. Oh my God, Penny. I think he had some like and one time move. I remember he pumped. I seen his highlight where he like pump fake for a 3. And then, like, turned the dude around, threw the ball, like, behind him, caught it, and then, like, shot it.
I believe it,
like some
bro.
professor shit. I'm like,
I
what the hell?
believe it, bro. This last doc, I'm telling you, has gotten me going back to the 90s and looking up like
crazy
history.
People gotta stop saying that people in the 90s wasn't skilled. Like, what are you talking about?
Bro, the 90s had some dogs.
Like, maybe overall, like, our skill level was better, but there was still niggas that was more skilled than even players today. Like, fuck out of here, man. I'm like, these people sound ignorant.
That's my top 5.
I'm not mad at it.
Top 5.
Because the thing is, man, Chris Paul, I feel like there's hella point guards there. If they had a ring, they right there because they already have everything else. Because obviously rings aren't everything, but it's something. It's a lot.
It means a lot.
It's not everything because you can have a ring and obviously not done shit. But
Charles
also
Barkley.
you can, because if you're comparing.
Oh, no, not have a ring and not done shit. My bad. Not Charles Barkley.
Yeah, but he's done shit. So that's why
he's done shit with no ring. Yeah.
But he would be higher if he had a ring. Because if if we're comparing like these motherfuckers, like greatest of all time, they're all gonna have rings. They're all gonna be great. So we're nitpicking. So that's why like little tiny things that if you don't have, it's gonna drop you like a lot because this is the creme de la creme right here.
It means it, bro. If you're a point guard, if you're a top point guard, you should at least have one.
At least one.
During your era, just one.
At least. Because a ring is tough, man. Like, and even though I don't think all rings are equal, and we can get into that in another episode, it's still a fucking – because you got to be the best of the best throughout the regular season, then go to the playoffs. Oh, man.
Hey, how mad do you think Chris Paul is? Like, do you think when he retires, he'll be mad? He never got a ring.
He will be
like he's been knocking at the door for a while. Like, yo, I'm ready for my ring.
Because the thing is, Chris Paul actually used to be my favorite player at one point for a couple years.
When he was on the Hornets,
like for the end of like the 2000s to like the very very beginning, like maybe like from 08 to like 2011. Chris Paul was probably my favorite player,
bro.
And the thing is, I've grown to not like – I hate him when we're playing him. But when he's just by himself, he's playing – I'm like, bro, I want this guy to get a ring, but –
so bad.
I'm not trying to have him get a ring over us, so I don't know how the fuck that's going to work.
I don't know, man.
Maybe this year, since the Warriors are out, if he's able to get a ring or some shit, I'm like – because it's
the Oklahoma City Thunder?
Yeah. It's low-key sad that – oh, yeah.
But, the Oklahoma City Thunder is nice, bro.
I don't know why I thought he was on the Rockets still.
Nah, he's gone. Unless he gets traded to a contender.
I heard talk to him going to the Knicks. But
I don't know if he –
I don't want him to be a journeyman like that.
That's too far away from home. I think he wants to be closer.
Yeah.
Somehow closer. But here we go. Timeout segment. So early today, man.
Yep.
Hopefully, when we get far along into this whole thing, I want to talk about like streaming services because I feel like ESPN is ass now in terms of like where I get content.
Oh, I don't even go there.
Bleacher Report is
fucking, bro. They're taking over.
It's cool. Sometimes they got some corny stuff, but like every once in a while, I run into stuff, and I ran into this crazy little thing that man. Let's go over it. I'm gonna pull it up.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna pull it up. Where is that at?
Yeah. Might have to go over one of my picks though. I ain't gonna lie, because I got 4. I'm like kind of on one of them, but
so I ran into this build your combo team.
Yeah.
Who are you picking? So you have $15.
Right.
So $5. These are the players who are worth $5. You got Darrell Griff, Anthony Davis, Wes Unseld, John Wall.
They got players from all over though. Some like
for $4, you got Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, Russ Smith, and Karl Anthony Towns. For $3, you got Montrezl Harrell, DeMarcus Cousins, Purvis Ellison, Dan Issel. For $2, you got Terry Rozier, Rajon Rondo. I'm gonna say Smith, Tayshaun Prince.
His name.
For $1, you got Jordan.
Yep.
Jordan Norora.
Yeah.
Aaron Fox, Rodney McCray, Jamal Murray, and once again, I apologize for butchering anyone's names.
Right.
I do want to get into a conversation about the pricing because I do feel I'm kind of mad how they price some players on here.
Yeah, like
that's a topic.
How is Jamal Murray won?
Right?
Like, I know that nigga thinks he's a lot better than he really is, but he ain't no one.
Jamal Murray's nice. Really?
Oh, he's nice. No, he's fucking nice, but he just think that he's Jordan. He nice, though.
You're going to get mad at my pick then.
I like Jamal.
So let's start off.
All right.
Kofi, you got $15 for the $5 category. Who are you selecting?
Let's see here. So I picked Anthony Davis for my $5.
I feel like that was like a no-brainer.
That's no-brainer.
I hesitated with John Wall. I'm actually kind of surprised they put John Wall at $5. He's very injury prone.
He's very injury prone.
Probably at 4.
Yeah.
But
I put him at 3 maybe.
3?
Yeah, just because of injuries.
You will put John Wall at $3?
Because of injuries.
Damn.
Even though he was the top, he was probably the best point guard in the East at one point at the height of his powers. But he's just way too injury prone.
But he's still making that money.
How the fuck did he fuck up his Achilles? Like, I still call bullshit with that, man. It's like he like tripped or something. I'm like, that's all right.
Okay, who do you got for $4?
I put D Book for 4. You know, you got a nice shooting guard along with my big man.
No brainer. What about 3?
I got Trez. You need some toughness up in there.
Oh, I'm impressed, Kofi.
I got Trez.
What about that 2?
Hey, you already know, man. The cerebral point god himself, Rajon Rondo.
At $2?
At 2.
Okay. And what about at 1?
And then at 1, see, this is where I was kind of like,
You hesitated?
Because I already have a shooting guard. And I already have a point guard.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't really feel comfortable putting DeAndre or De'Aaron Fox or Jamal Murray. So I went to go – I didn't really even know this dude like that. So I kind of picked up on him. I'm going to say Jordan Nwora.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Sleeper.
Yeah,
Sleeper. This man
he's nice.
Research.
Yeah, he's not – oh, man, you know – come on
Really?
Now. Yeah, I picked him.
Okay, next time I gotta come correct. You actually did your research. I was actually like, okay, this is who I'm choosing based off of who I've seen play. I'm like, Jordan,
right.
What? But hey, they're all D1 athletes.
Yeah.
No disrespect at all.
Right.
They're all D1 athletes at good college programs.
I think my 4 though, like, cause my 1, I was kind of like unsure on him. I did some research, but I kind of picked him low key because positions and shit. But I feel like my 4 that I have is already enough to like.
Hey, that's a true GM. That's
yeah.
You were actually thinking what I need, what pieces I need.
Right.
So this is who I have.
Oh, you just picked out of like just being
No, I did my research.
Right.
I did my research based off like who I've seen play.
Right.
Like, I don't remember watching Jordan, but
right.
It's similar to yours. I got
AD probably.
Where'd he go? I got Anthony Davis.
Got it. Yeah, no brainer.
Devin Booker.
Okay, D Book.
That's why I was like, oh shit, you picked Montrezl Harrell. I picked Montrezl Harrell.
You did.
I fuck with him.
Yeah, Trez is nice. The fuck?
Dude, I have him maybe 6th man of the year.
Yeah.
Maybe. But
he's knocking on the
whenever
door.
we get into that, he's maybe. But my true 6th man of the year, he came from the Lakers.
Oh, Caruso?
Nah.
Who?
When we have that debate, you'll see.
Oh, okay.
You'll see. I got Tayshaun Prince. I got Jamal Murray.
So let's say Tayshaun Prince, Jamal. That's pretty good. That's a pretty cool team.
I got defense and I got offense, and I know at the end of
the
day,
you got length too.
Jamal Murray or Anthony Davis is gonna like you hate Jamal Murray because he thinks he's Michael Jordan, but I like that confidence.
I don't even hate him. I don't hate him,
okay,
bro. Like,
you don't hate him, but you think he's cocky.
Yeah,
I think that's confidence.
He's a little cocky. But he's nice though. It's not like he's like you can be cocky if you're nice. Like I don't. I just think that it can get you in a little over your head at times. You know, when you're going up, you might bark up the wrong tree and get lit up.
Oh, no. Like Trae Young did on the Heat, where he thought it was game over.
Trae Young, another one, bro. That's why I think Trae Young, bro. He has the skills, but I want to see like the mental game. I want to see how far that takes him, because skill wise, he's got it. I'm curious to see.
You know, he's only like 6'1" or 6'2".
Yeah, he's not.
I'm like, bro,
he's probably like 170. He don't look that big either.
Yeah, but like he's killing, bro.
He's killing because people don't really know how to guard for him like that. But this league, if they put bodies on him, I don't know, like playoff 7-game series, you know, because he hasn't played any meaningful basketball yet.
No, he
so
hasn't.
Like that's why with him, I can't really like with someone like Luka. I don't even
think
the
next step, huh?
Yeah, with Luka, he hasn't played. He has overseas and shit, but he hasn't played
European
in the NBA,
league, bro.
But you know damn well when he get to the playoffs, he's gonna be ready.
He's gonna be ready.
Wait, was he in the playoffs already?
No, he's never made it to the playoffs.
He's never made it to the playoffs yet. But you don't get that. You don't get that. Like you just know what
Trae Young.
You know what Luka, like when he gets to the playoffs, it's gonna be the same cat. If anything, he's probably gonna be even more focused. With Trae, I'm like, I don't know yet. I don't know.
It's crazy you say that. I'm curious to see moving forward as we progress, like how they're gonna guard Trae. Because I feel like the game is also gonna be like, ooh, this is like this kid is special. We gotta make the game around him to make people continue to watch this game, to expand our population, our viewers. But
well, I mean, with Trae, I think this is pretty much, like I said, he has it. He has the right trajectory, but I just need to see him go through it. Because I don't like giving motherfuckers unless they're doing some crazy shit, like already all the stuff you've already done is already like on some legendary status, then I just have to put you there. Like LeBron, obviously we already know that dude is Mount Rushmore, even though he's still playing. But with kids like Trae, I'm like, I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just like, I don't want to give it to you yet because I need to see you do it. I've seen too much basketball.
You gotta work for it,
Yeah, I've seen too much basketball to just disrespect motherfuckers that came before you.
You gotta work for it.
Yeah, motherfuckers already call him Steph. I'm like, hold on, bro. Like, let's chill.
All right, man. Hey, did you play 2K growing up?
Huh?
Did you play 2K growing up?
I did. I was more NBA Street.
NBA Street, but you played 2K though.
But right? Yeah.
Where at the end of the game they have like player of the game.
Yeah.
So since this show is called Black Stars Showtime, I just want to give out a player of the game and how this is gonna go. It's gonna be called Black Stars Player of the Game.
All right.
And since today is Mother's Day, I want to give a huge shout out to Candace Parker. I don't know if you watch WNBA, but
I do.
I got introduced to WNBA because of Candace Parker. I saw her play at the high school. No, I saw her in the high school dunk contest. I'm like, who the hell is this like tall ass chick dunking?
Yeah.
And then I followed her at Tennessee. And then I followed her to that WNBA. Right. And I just want to fact check people for those who don't know Candace Parker. Check this out. In 2008, Candace was the first player in the WNBA's 14-year history to win Rookie of the Year and Most Valuable Player in the same season.
That's insane. Like, you get into the league.
And killing.
Not only win the Rookie of the Year, you said, nah, fuck that. Give me the MVP. Give me the MVP. That's why I took her. Because she has, like, what? I think she has – does she have, like – she has, like, 3 championships, right? No. She's got, like –
Bro, so,
I think she's a champion. I know that.
Yeah, so, like, the breakdown I have for her, she was first-round draft pick in 2008, number 1 pick.
Right.
One-time WNBA champion.
Damn.
One-time NBA Finals MVP.
Hella decorated.
2-time WNBA MVP. 5-time WNBA All-First Team.
Right.
3-time WNBA Second Team. And 2-time WNBA All-Defensive Second Team.
She's like the KD of the WNBA.
Yo,
and then fucking
she's raw.
Or like Della Dawn, she's nice too. And then what's her name?
Too.
The LeBron of the WNBA is what's her name? I'm forgetting her name. Minnesota, the Lynx. You know what I'm talking about.
LeBron the NBA
or the WNBA.
Hold up.
You know what I'm talking about, Michelle, or the Minnesota Lynx. I feel so stupid for forgetting her name.
I'll look it up because of time, but
yeah,
LeBron of the NBA.
Yeah, or the WNBA.
LeBron of the WNBA.
Right. Yeah, she's nice, bro. Yeah, she's like the
I'm gonna have to check her out, bro.
Yeah, she stopped playing for this year though because
she played for UConn.
Maya Moore.
I
was like, what the fuck? Like, I know that. I'm down.
She said she stopped playing because I saw her on she was on
political shit, right?
She was on Jamil Hill's podcast.
Yeah.
She said she was on some political. I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
I didn't know that too until they announced that. Because she, I just assumed like they just weren't really doing well this year, which I shouldn't assume because they were like she's decorated. She got like 3 rings or something like that.
She's raw. In UConn, she was raw too.
Bro, she's like all around, like great, like score, pass, defend. Like she's
left
nice,
the game.
She's dope.
Damn.
Like,
I respect that 100%. To leave the game, to do like.
But is she leaving permanently though, or is she just doing it like on a?
I don't know.
If she leaves,
but that's crazy. If she does come back, I'm gonna check her out. Like I didn't know she was the LeBron of the WNBA.
Look her up, bro. Maya Moore highlights, bro. She's nice, man. The WNBA is like people sleep, bro. Like you obviously they're not as athletic, and it's not gonna be as. But they have like
they're way more skilled. They're way more skilled, bro.
Like top to bottom, like the whole league, top to bottom, like they
I don't hate on athletes. Period. Woman, man, like bro, like to make it to be a pro, that's hard in itself.
Yeah.
Well, hey, man.
Yeah.
What's this first episode? Episode 1 down.
Yeah. Episode 1.
Hey, so okay. Before we leave, what are you expecting for 7 and 8?
Oh,
tonight's episodes.
Man. I think
give me your quick take.
We're gonna get the gritty shit.
Give me your quick. The gritty shit.
We're gonna get the gritty shit. MJ fucking cursing the shit out of his teammates. Teammates saying they can't stand this dude. Probably like some physical alter. Bro, I'm trying to see some shit.
Hey, I'm ready.
I'm ready too, bro.
Hey, happy Mother's Day.
Yep. Tell Auntie I said hi.
Hey, likewise. Yep. Episode 2 coming soon.
Yeah, episode 2 coming soon, man. We all content on the way.
Hey, happy Mother's Day, Brody.
All right, see you, fam.